Let's go on to see how the internet did react to the 2-2 draw yesterday. So if you bring that up, Football Confidential saying an undeniable pattern is emerging in the Tottenham performances this season. And Sim did mention in the WhatsApp group last week when we found out we were playing in this kit, he was just like, oh, for God's sake. And the passing accuracy in that kit seems to be quite a bit lower than the passing accuracy in the other kit. And I don't know whether I don't even know what I still don't know what color that kit is.
Well, they call it toupee something. I don't know. Or some people call it cappuccino.
Coffee kit.
I hate this kit. I think we always play badly in this kit. I don't know why we keep
against Man City was all right.
The second half against Man City was decent, but maybe it's just we play hard games. We played Everton away, Brighton away, City away, and Fulham away.
But why didn't we play in our home?
We haven't won.
What was the need to play in this kit yesterday?
I think maybe we have to play a certain amount of games in the kit,
ridiculous,
or something like that. But we always play badly. I feel like in this kit, I don't think we ever play well, and I don't know if there's something to it in terms of the color of this kit. Does it blend in with the crowd? I don't know, because this kit is very weird color. It's very dull. It doesn't stand out, and that's what you need when you're on the ball and you have to make very quick decisions. I'm not saying this kit is to blame. I'm just saying
the kit is to blame.
I don't like the kit. Stop using the kit. Never wear it again. Imagine we have a big game late in the season. We have to play in this bloody kit. It's going to absolutely infuriate me. So I don't know.
I bet you we play in this kit at Newcastle away.
We're definitely losing that if that happens. We might as well give them the points. Might as well give them the points when that happens.
Match of the day. Tweeting out saying Richarlison's resurgence is real. So first 39 games, 2 goals, 51 shots, 4% conversion rate, and 786 minutes per goal. Judging by his last 8 games, 9 goals, 25 shots, 36% conversion rate, and 69 minutes per goal. That is some increase.
That's mad. 51 shots in 39 games and 25 in the last 9. What an improvement. And also, the shot conversion so big, so much better as well. And even when we signed him, I thought he was a good finisher. I never thought he was an amazing finisher, but maybe he's proving people wrong, and maybe his finishing's better than we give him credit for as well, because he's starting to really find the corners in a lot of his finishes. And those 2 finishes yesterday were the best of the lot. 2 of his best goals in the Tottenham shirt for sure. So this guy's in firing form. I'm here for it. I'm loving every second of it.
I think he's actually in better form than Harry Kane at the moment.
Better form than Harry Kane
for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, definitely.
Squawker Live saying Destiny Udogie has now been directly involved in 5 Premier League goals for Tottenham this season, 2 goals, 3 assists, goal involvements in back-to-back games for the 21-year-old as well. And I thought it was a really good display from Destiny yesterday.
Yeah, I thought it was a mixed display. I thought there was good things that stood out, which when he did do the good things, you remember them because they were very good. I did think there were occasions in the build-up play he was struggling a bit. Maybe there were occasions I thought he looked a bit tired, a bit leggy, but there are some times where he just bulldozes through players and you're like, he just looks unstoppable and it's so great. But sometimes with his decision-making, with his passing, needs to be a bit better.
I call Destiny the steam train, because once he gets going, once he just trying to bulldoze his way past players, there is no stopping him. And there was a moment, it actually got caught up in the vlog yesterday when Destiny did go bulldozing through. You just hear me go in the background, go on the steam train.
Brilliant.
Squawker Live saying Richarlison apologised to the Everton fans after giving Tottenham the lead at Goodison Park. And I noticed something with Richarlison yesterday for the second goal he scored, because obviously it was a brilliant goal, the best goal he scored in his Spurs shirt, and he actually rushes off to go and celebrate, and then he realises who he scored against and he just quickly stopped himself.
I don't know if I've seen players not celebrate. I don't know if I've ever seen the players apologise for scoring. I don't know. That's not very common, but he seemed very apologetic yesterday.
To be fair, Sonny, after beating Saudi Arabia, because the fans was like 90%, 85% Saudi Arabia in the Asia Cup last week, and he went around the stadium apologising to all the fans.
I'm so sorry for knocking you out. I'm so sorry. But look, I'm glad. It's a shame Richie wasn't able to go for it because of such great goals. But look, he's got respect for the team, which obviously he had such a great time for. So. Yeah, I understand it.
Yeah. Talking THFC saying poor performance, really fell for every trick in the Dyche playbook and just didn't offer enough in the physical battles. As good as this team is, it's screaming out for leadership in game. And I kind of agree with that, especially with Sonny out. You really want your leaders to step up on James Maddison and Romero. I'm just not seeing that on the pitch in the last couple of games.
Yeah, and it's I don't know what is leading, but it's leading to all these stupid decisions being made late in games, stupid free kicks being given away, not managing the game well, not doing the smart things when we're going forward. So I don't know if it's a consequence of leadership, but I guess you could put it down to that if all the rest of the team are kind of doing the same thing, the buck stops somewhere. But I think maybe it's just a consequence of this team still being very young, very early on. They have to learn how to manage these things. But definitely yesterday, it was very frustrating how in the last few minutes of the game, we were just making really dumb decisions and end up costing us.
You know what? I was thinking about this yesterday, that in terms of the captaincy, I'm seeing a lot more leadership qualities in someone like Mickey van der Ven than Cuti Romero.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm seeing better performances, but I don't know about leadership.
No, even leadership, because I'm seeing him orchestrate things. I'm seeing him shouting at other people. I'm seeing him trying to lift up other players, and I'm just don't know. I'm not seeing that from Cuti, and he's got the armband on.
Okay, look, I wasn't there yesterday, so maybe it's hard for me to say. But if that's the case, then that's interesting.
Spurs Army tweeted this out. This is brilliant. One Everton fan didn't take to Richarlison's apology too well. Definitely didn't accept the apology because he's seen there hitting his old Richarlison shirt, and Richarlison actually commented back on it and says, "Yes, bro, I don't like the number 30 either. I prefer 7." That's brilliant.
That's brilliant from Richarlison. Yeah, I want to have a go at it as well. Absolutely fantastic. Everton fans falling out of love. Why do people do this?
And post it online.
Literally. I know we're ones to talk, but we don't do that kind of. We don't go and take shirts and start punching it as if it's. I don't know what he's trying to prove, but anyway, it's a bit weird. But I love Richarlison there for applying to it.
Like his club sold him because they needed money for FFP. Like what do they want?
So funny.
Gus says, just question marks to this. Let's watch this clip.
And it's just Højbjerg giving it away.
Once again.
Classic. This is one of the most frustrating things when Højbjerg just gives it away.
I was just there in the stands yesterday.
Look, he's got time. He's got time and space, and he just looks for a square. Look, how can you do that when you're under no pressure?
That happened quite a lot of times yesterday.
Like, I understand if you're under pressure, it can be difficult, but he's under no pressure there, and he just gives it away. Those are things that are the most frustrating things when Højbjerg does that.
Yeah.
It makes my blood boil when he does stuff like that.
Yeah, and it happens way too often.
Yeah.
Way too often. KM says 23-24, Tottenham's last-minute goal conceded list against Burnley, 94th minute, Palace, 94th minute, Chelsea, 94th and 97th minute, but we were down to 9 men at that point, playing an extremely high line. Wolves, 91st minute, Wolves, 97th minute, Newcastle, 91st minute, and Everton, 94th minute. The list will keep going. And on top of that, there are many gilt-edged chances we've conceded in the last minute as well.
Yeah. But again, to be fair, only the Everton game and the Wolves game actually affected the result. But it definitely is a pattern because clearly a pattern because we keep conceding chances, letting on goals. We keep conceding chances late on. And that's something that needs to be rectified for sure.
Average striker Richarlison has now scored more Premier League goals than Wilson and Antonio combined. Stick that in your podcast.
Exactly. Look who's laughing now. Half they are laughing at Richarlison last season.
Richarlison should make a podcast just to bring out one episode on them.
Exactly, 100%.
Craig Pankhurst says, since Christmas, our overall performance has been poor. Brighton shocking, Bournemouth okay, Burnley poor, Man United okay, Man City poor, Brentford okay, brilliant 10 minutes with Everton being poor. We've had injuries and AFCON and Asia Cup, but the players have lacked bite, too passive. And this is something I was discussing with Amir on the way home yesterday. I completely agree with that. I mean, we need to get a lot better. We need to get back to those levels that we were at earlier in the season.
Yeah, and I don't know whether it's a case of these players are coming back and they're not completely match fit yet, or I don't know if I want to put it completely down to injuries. Maybe we're just not playing that well at the moment. I don't know, maybe it's a busy period. We had a lot of games to play. But we haven't recently. In January, December was more the case. So it's just a period where we're not playing that well at the moment. I don't think we've been awful, but it's fair to say we definitely haven't been at our best. That's definitely for sure. And the results have also suffered a bit. We have had a few wins there, but the performances just haven't been up to it compared to earlier in the season for sure.
Yeah. The Stat have tweeted out saying, is it on me or is this tolerance on goalkeepers getting blocked off going too far? Multiple times this game, Vicario has been bodied trying to go for the ball. I agree a bit of contact is fine, let it go, but I've just witnessed the entire half of players just consistently backing into him with no intention to play the ball. I completely agree with that. Completely agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think the goalkeeper. Well, somewhat people argue the goalkeepers are too protected, so maybe it's going back the other way to try and rectify that. But now it's going too far the other way potentially, where goalkeepers now are getting shoved, and it's a dangerous game because goalkeepers have the reason why they're so protected is because they put themselves in a lot of danger when they're coming catching the ball. If they get bumped and stuff, that they fall awkwardly, it can cause a lot of injuries and stuff. So I understand why they're protected, but it's difficult when a player's not making a challenge. They're making like a small. If they're doing something very like cute and very like not obvious, it's hard to kind of point it out, which I think happened for the goal. But for sure, there are occasions where Vicario is definitely getting pressure on him, and maybe the referee should be pulling up, but it doesn't seem to be doing it.
Yeah, it's very frustrating because it's if they don't look at something, this is just going to keep happening time and time again. They're just going to crowd Vicario every single time. But why don't we do it to other keepers?
Yeah, we should.
Talking THFC with Richarlison, just doing his little pigeon into the camera.
Never get bored of the Richarlison pigeon.
Never. We didn't see that yesterday, though. He had too much respect for the Everton fans. Spurs, James Madison on Instagram, just showing his love for Richarlison yesterday. Brilliant finishes today, brother, at Richarlison.
Fantastic.
The Tactical Times saying, despite their strong start to the season, Spurs have regressed to a level far more realistic of where they are under Postecoglou. They are only 5 points better off than they were at this stage last season. Plenty of energy and promise, but also work to do. Top four will be a fight, and it's looking that way, isn't it?
I don't know. I feel like top four will be a fight with probably Aston Villa. I still think, I know United won today, so we're 6 points away from them still, but still 6 points is fairly significant. That's still 2 games, so they still need to go on a good run to overturn us. Are we regressing to a level more? I mean, we're regressing to a level compared to the first 10 games, but as an overall, we're still, I think, ahead of where we should be. So, regressing to a more realistic, I guess it's true if you're comparing to the first 10 games, but again, we haven't had that team we had for the first 10 games back together again since, so I don't know whether if we had that team more consistently, if we'd be a lot higher up on the table, but
I guess time will tell, won't it?
Yeah.
Of course, these players will be back in the next couple of weeks.
But I don't think anyone's denying there's more work to do. Of course there is. We're only 6 months in, so of course there is.
Yeah. I think that I'm really interested to see how the levels change, if the levels change once Bissouma and Son come back. Because you've got to remember as well, Bissouma's form did drop off massively.
Yes.
After those first 10 games, after sending off at Luton, and he got another sent off as well. But Sonny, people are not even taking into account how much of a loss Heung-min Son is. Not only is he our captain, but he's by far our best player as well.
Yeah, best
So
attacker.
we need to get Sonny back into that team.
Yeah, it'd be crucial.
Spurs OTM just showing this Vicario and
Van de Ven.
Ashley Young. Sorry, Van de Ven and Ashley Young coming together yesterday.
I think Van de Ven's like half his age.
Literally.
But he's
double his size as well.
Love it.
Mickey Van de Ven, absolutely incredible, and he was by far our best player on the pitch yesterday, Mickey Van de Ven, and that was just another one of his amazing challenges.
Yeah, another one of those clips where it looks like he's got 5 yards behind the player. Looks like they're in on goal, with Van de Ven coming from nowhere and bam, getting that challenge in. It's so invaluable.
He's been an absolute revelation this season. I don't think he's had a bad game all season.
Yeah, literally. And don't think so.
Romano tweeting out, showing him some Richarlison love, saying Richarlison scores a brace in the first half and makes it 9 total goals in the last 8 games, 2 against Newcastle, 1 against Forest, 1 against Brighton, 1 against Bournemouth, Manchester United, Brentford, and 2 against Everton.
Yeah, the only one he didn't score, Brighton, he's had 2 offside goals as well in that game.
That's true.
So a guy who's very much hitting the back of the net.
All right, we'll keep it going, Richarlison. The rest of the team needs to rise to his level, and then maybe we'll start getting to those levels that we saw first 10 games of the season. But that is how the internet reacted to the game yesterday.